Hooray! Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of a series of lecture and walkthroughs on how to code using Microsoft Visual Studio Express for Windows Desktop. This is just going to be introduction for some of us that wants to know how to learn, how to code. Well, so we are just going to start with a Hello World project. It's just for you to familiarize with yourself with this development environment so that you can get along on how to code well with it. As you can see from my screen here, I am using Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows Desktop. As far as Microsoft is concerned, from now, this is the latest that they have. And one beautiful thing about this software is that it is free. You can get them from Microsoft website, download it from Microsoft website on my browser here. I have opened it down. You can get it from this URL, Microsoft Visual Studio product, Visual Studio Express product. If you scroll down, you see different versions. This is Express for the web 2012, Express for Windows 8, Express for Windows Desktop. This is the particular one I'm using. So if you need to download this, you click this link and it will take you to the download pane. But I have done the download on my system, so I won't bore you with it and I will just continue to use it. So if you scroll down, you see other ones. Each of this software is used for different things. So what you just need to do is go to Microsoft page and check the product details page and review which one you want. But for this walkthrough, for this tutorial, we'll be using Express for Express for Windows Desktop. So I've already downloaded it and I've already opened it on my system here. And as I've said earlier, we'll be starting with Hello World project. And Hello World project is like the beginning of whatsoever programming language you want to learn. Whether you are learning C#, C++, and in any book you are reading, you discover that they always start with Hello World project just to keep you in on some of the things that are required and some of the basic things that can make up a program. It will be a full project and it will give you a good stand to start, and you see the power of what Visual Studio can do, and you will be able to learn it one after the other. I have created some notes here to guide us on how we will go. Number one, we start with the introduction of the development environment. I'm going to introduce the Visual Studio 2012 Express environment. Then I'm going to show you how to create a new project. I'm going to walk through the panels and the toolbox, and I'm going to walk through the menu items. After we have done that, we go to welcome to how to create the Hello World project. They walk you through some property and event panels. Then they drag some toolbox from toolbox to the form. We right click for the event, we test one program, and hooray! You are now a programmer. I remember my first program. It was a real thing. The moment I tested the program and the program was working well, I felt like I'm on top of the world. You might think that the journey is far, but I'm telling you, once you take a steps after another, you begin to learn and you begin to enjoy the ride. Visual Studio is a very, very good system. And may I let you know that there are other versions of Microsoft Visual Studio. This one I'm showing you is the free version, which is Studio Express. The other version, we have professionals, we have the ultimate, we have the test professional, we have the team servers, then we can compress. So each of these have some amount of money to pay. So if you have a couple of bucks to throw around, you can go for this. I think professional will be a good one because all the other Express for web, Express for Windows 8, Express for Windows Desktop, they are all packed together in this professional. But if you are a hobbyist or a tester or a learner, a beginner, you can start from this and you can start from the Express. And after you have gotten a good knowledge of it, you can throw around somebody around this world. It will be worth it to do. So quickly, let's go in and check out our guide. Our guide is to introduce Visual Studio 2012. This is the start page of the Visual Studio 2012. It just give us a quick link into some of those things that we might need. If you want to create a project, you click new project. If you already have a project in place and you want to open it, you click open project. Then team foundation server. If there are more than one programmer working on the same project, which you find so in most production environment, it is good to use a team foundation server where we can combine our resources together and we can test the bug in real time. Then this recent, these are some of the newest projects that we have opened. So these are some of the projects that I've opened on my system. Then this link here says close after project upload, show on page startup. This one we just anytime you launch Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012, it will show the start page, which is really cool stuff, because it will give you a quick link to some of the things you need to work with quickly. And this one is also essential because immediately you load a project, you can close the start page so that it doesn't take much space from your work pane. Here are the learning resource. What is new in this? What is new in C#? What is new in Visual Basic? What is new in Visual++? So if you are an absolute beginner in Microsoft Visual Studio, let me quickly explain one or two on this. Microsoft Visual Studio makes use of several languages: Visual Basic, C# and Visual C++. And older versions use some Javas and F#, whatever. But in this new one, the three major programming language used in Visual Studio is C#, Visual Basic, and C++. But what we'll be using in this program is Visual Basic, so that we get a good grasp of it. So I will show you, if you need to create a project in Visual C#, I will show you how to do it when we go on. But in order not to waste much of the time, let's go and do. So this one shows us is getting started with Windows desktop application. This is if you want to learn how to build one or two things. These are good resources and you might need to check them out when you have some time, sir. Then there are some API. API is application programming interface that you might, if you need to code for some hardware or some Windows resources, you might need a reference to the API of such resources that will help you. These are very cool stuff, but if you are an absolute beginner, and I guess you are, you don't need to worry yourself with these ones. All what you just need to do is you take a step at a time, learning one after the other, and you are going to love this ride. So in the Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012, please, if you are familiar with Windows application, you know you'll be familiar with the menu bar, the file edit, view the box, team tools, whatever. You are familiar with it. When you open a file, create a new project. If you are familiar with Microsoft Word, you know that this will be new document. So, but in Visual Studio Express, it's new project, new team project. That is when you are using team foundation server. Then new files, open project, open files, close, blah 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 blah, down. All these are very good stuff, and you're going to be familiar with it as we go along in programming. This is the edit so popular in Microsoft application. This is view. In case the start page, if you did not click this button when the program is being the application is being loaded, you can view the start page from here. View start page, it definitely bring the start page up, but since we have it on, you might not need that. So you have what we call Solution Explorer, where all your files. Thank you. My team is bad. This is really hate. Alright, this is Solution Explorer, where you have your some of your files and solution. It is here. I will show you when we create a project. Team Explorer, if you are using a team foundation, you don't have to worry yourself about this now. Get it later. Call hierarchy, object browser, class view, error list, output. All these are pains that you make use of when you have your project up and running. And I'm going to show you one after the other as we proceed in this study. If not in this particular video, it might be in subsequent videos that will come up. Just keep yourself posted here. Then we have the debug. If you are a programmer, you must be familiar with this one. Debug is just bugs. So in case you have some error in your programs, how do you correct the error? There are two types of error you can have. You have the syntax error and the semantic error. The syntax errors are easy to debug. What syntax error simply means is when your code will not conform to the correct format of the programming language. In Microsoft Visual Studio, it has been simplified because anything you write that do not conform with the normal thing, it will underline it. Enough of talk, let's go into the action. We have the theme servers, we have the tool set. These are a little bit advanced, you get used to it when you know in running. This is the test, this is the Windows, and this is the help. Also, we have some we have some icons here, which also correspond to some of the items we have in our menu bar. And this is if you want to save, if you want to open the file, if you want to create a new project, if you want to save all, attach a process. We'll get to know this as we go on in our work. So how do I create a new project? So easy. Window 8. How do I create a new project? You can either come to the start pane here and click new project, or you go to files, click new project here. So you can create a new project in these two formats. So when you click this, it will open a new project. Let me click it. Let's start. Take some time. Try to load. Yeah. Then a new project pop-up comes up, and you have different options, templates that you can pick for in order to create a new project. You can see from here we have some things here. Templates. Number one, you choose your programming language. Look at what I said earlier. Visual Basic, use C#, use C++, or Visual Basic Solutions. Alright, a solution is a program that has more than one project. You know, as you continue to grow in programming, you discover that at the time you might need to have more than one project in the same solution. So the solution is just a project that has more than one project in it. So they call it solution. But as of now, we don't bother ourselves with solution. We are going to create just only one project, and we are going to use Visual Basic. But if you prefer to use C#, you can click here. If you prefer to use C++, you can click here. But in this walkthrough, we are only using Visual Basic. So some of the written works, nothing is there. Install template. So once you click Visual Basic, you now have opportunity to choose which of the application you want to create. Look at this. This is a window form application. This is a window presentation foundation application. This is a console application, and this is a class library. Each of these are different types of application. Let me explain them one after the other. Window form application is a normal project. It's a normal application in which you use the normal toolbox, you use a form, you use click, text boxes. That is what we are going to use in this project. While window presentation application is represent a better GUI, that is graphical user interface, using XAML to present the graphical user interface. But the code behind is also similar to window form application. Window presentation is very, very rich in GUI, while console application is an application that presents you with a command prompt, like the normal window command prompt, that you don't see any button to click. It will just be something like a command. You enter command and you get the answer and you get the result. That is a console application. A class library is just a project that contains different classes that will be used in another project, a different classes together. What it simply means is what? There are some references, there are some classes you have that you just put together and you create them in class library, and the class library can be reused again and again in different applications. But in this one, we will pick window form application. Then you first of all type the name. Now the name, we call it Hello World. Then we save it in our default folder. Then you click Control. If you want to save it in another folder, you can click Browse, look for the folder you want to create it, then click select folder, then click OK. Once you click OK, it takes some time. Watch this status bar here. It's creating the Hello project. It's showing us here that it's creating the project. We wait for some minutes and we have our project created. So while we wait for the project to be created, so let's check out what we need to do next. I'm going to walk you through the panels and the toolbox now and walk you through the menu items if we have not done that already. Okay, let's go back and see if our project has already been created. Good. We are on board, we are going on, we are getting better, and we are getting there very soon. We already have a project. Look at the top of here, we have Hello World Microsoft Visual Studio. This is the name of our project, and these are some of the panels we have. We have a data source panel here. I can minimize the data source panel for us to see other things. We have something called the toolbox here, and we have the database explorer here. But before we go too deep, let me show you some of the panels. This is the solution explorer I talked about earlier on. And the solution explorer I talked about earlier on in our solution. You see, it is a one project. You see, the solution name is Hello World, containing just one project. This is a new form of nomenclature in Microsoft Visual Studio Expert 2012. So the umbrella body, the name of the project is called a solution. Then you can have one project, you can have two projects, you can have three projects, you can have four. But in this our work, we are only going to have one project in it. So the name of our project now is Hello World, and here is the project property. If you double click this, you will see some things, the properties of the project opening here. The assembly name is Hello World, the root namespace is Hello World, the target framework is framework 4.5. Let me quickly explain what framework is. In Microsoft Visual Studio Express, the base class, the base reference that needs to be installed for you to run or develop an application using Microsoft Visual Studio is the .NET framework. This was started long ago when Microsoft migrated from Visual Basic 6 to the .NET framework. And if you look at this, there are different types of framework. We have the 2.0, 3.0, 3.5, 3.5, 4, 4, then 4.5. So you can target each of these framework. The difference between them is the number of classes, the number of namespaces that are available are different. For instance, 3.0 is an update on 2.0, while 3.5 is an update on this, and it goes like that. The latest is 4.5, which we are using. The downside of this is when you have created a project and you want to go and install the project on another machine, the machine must have a .NET Framework 4.5 installed before the application can work and run effectively on the system. So ensure that you know the target framework of your work, so that when you are installing your application on that system on the production environment, you will be able to know the .NET application, .NET framework to install on the system. So this is an application type, it's a window form application. Our startup form is form 1. You know, in this work we only have one form which was generated to us automatically when we create. So when you create a new project, the project will create one form for you automatically. So in subsequent videos we can add more form to this, and we can have more form project, but in this work we are only going to use one form. So that form will start as a startup form, then this is the icon, then the assembly info on here. So there are different things you can check from here, but this is okay. Let's continue quickly. So this is the config files. You don't need to go there for now, just leave it there. Then this is our form. So whenever you click this form, excuse me, you can come here and check the property windows. The properties window will show you all the properties that is associated with this form. So these are the properties associated with the form. I don't know what is happening through my system. Good. It's back and we can move forward. These are the properties that is associated with this form, and for every icon you are going to place on this form or in this project, there will be a property associated with it. The first property and the most important is the name. The name is form 1 and it is auto generated for you whenever you add a new form to your project, and you can change it. You can change it to main form, or probably call it hello world form. Any name you want, hello world form. Yeah. So once you do that, it will automatically change. Look at this. I changed the name to hello world form, but this place is still showing form 1. What is the problem? Is there a problem? No. It's no problem. The property that controls what is displayed on the form is called the text property of the form. If you scroll down to the property here, as I'm doing, you see the text property. If you change this now and you write welcome to my hello world, and you put some things, you see what will happen to the end of the form. Whoa, it has changed. Welcome to my hello world. So the properties that controls what is displayed on the form is the text property. There are also some properties of importance. For example, the window state. The default properties there is normal. You can put it in maximize. What that simply means is whenever the program is open, the window is maximized to cover the entire the whole of your desktop. You can put it in minimize, which is not advisable. It means whenever you open the window, it will minimize as an icon on your toolbar. And but the normal one is what? Use the normal, which is the default. You can try it whenever you are free with yourself to use it. So there are other ones. You can tweak the opacity properties. You can check the different properties that are there, the location they give you, the icon, and the fore color and the background color. Okay, let's try background color and see if you can change the color. If you can change the back color, let's see if you can change the color. Oh, okay, let's use black. Ooh. So that means your form will have a black color. You can also use other color instead of black. Oh, okay, this is good. I just want to show you that you can change the color, you can tweak different properties, you can do different things you want to do with it. But I prefer we use the professional color that came with it. Control, yeah. Let's leave it like that, but you can change that on your own if you try to do. So this is the property panel. So let's look at our guide. Okay, panels and toolbox. Okay, let's go and check the toolboxes. The toolboxes is a very important place you can do. These are all the toolboxes. There are some things you can do. You can decide to minimize it, you can decide to bring it out, and you can decide to make it permanently out. So if you look at the toolboxes, there are different tabs that are there on the toolboxes, and these are very important. Microsoft is so rich in tools. This tab contains all the tools in the form, so you can check that one out. But there are some tools that are commonly used, and they are grouped under this panel. We have the button, we have the checkbox. These are commonly used tools. The label, the text box, the tool view, the web browser, the progress, the picture, the numeric up down. These are commonly used ones. Then we have some containers we can use to group tools together. So in case you want to separate your form, you want to design your form, you want to make it nice and good looking, you can use the tab control. So these are the containers that can be used. Then if you want to have menus to your application, you can come to this and pick the type of menu you want. If you drag this onto the system, it give you a good menu. You can just decide to call this files. You can do your own this edits. So at the end of the day, by the time you run your program, it will be looking at. Let me quickly run. Let's test run this program and see how it looks. Ooh, so you have these there. So all these applications are easy to do with Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012. But we don't need this now. Let's press delete. So it's out. You can add other tools to your application. These are data. For example, you want to connect with database, with the data grid, with the data set, you use this stuff. We are going to go into this in subsequent video. This video is just to introduce us to Microsoft Visual Studio 2012. Then we have some background components. These are components that you make use of without showing. They do not have a visual. They do not have visual when the program is running. When you put a button on the form, the user can see a button if you send the visibility to true. But these are components that works in the background. They do not have a visual property wherein you see them. And one of the common ones is the timer that tracks the tick of seconds timing. If you want to print whatsoever, you can use the print dialog, the print setup, the print tab, print document. These are very cool stuff that you can check out. Then you can also use the dialog boxes to relate to it what is on the window operating system. These are cool stuff. Then WPF interoperability, cool stuff. You can go into any of these and make use of them. So what do we quickly do? We want to create a hello world. We go to command control. We bring out a button to the form. We bring out a text box to our form. Then we bring out a label to our form. Wow, this is good. And if you notice something, as I am moving the tools around, it is snapping. That is this a very cool stuff from Microsoft that makes you to arrange your toolbox and make it look neat and very much tidy. You know, when you move these around to snap so that you don't have a badly arranged tools on your toolbox. Then you can increase the size of your tools. You can increase the size of your button, make it big. Oh, very nice and badly looking button. Okay, and as you can notice, as I am clicking each of the tools, the property panels is changing. Look at this. This is a label 1. The name is label 1 window. The system.window.form.label. This is the class hierarchy of this label 1. If I click the text box, it's changed. This is text box 1. And remember, this is the name. As you change the name of this, you can also change the name of this. This is the name, and the properties are also changing. When I click this, it changes to button 1. So if I need to change this, all right, when you click, go to name. This is the name showing text box 1. You can change it to, let's say, TXT name. TXT name. TXT simply stands for text box. It's just a convention. You don't need to use it, but when you want to identify, sometimes it's good to use. All right, you have already changed the name. Now that the name is changed, when you click, what do you have? TXT name. You don't have text box 1 again. This button 1, then you can call it BTN check. I'm just looking for the name to use. I don't know. BTN check. BTN, that is button check. So when you put that like that, you see it has changed. This is BTN check. This is showing BTN check here, but it is still, we still have button 1 written on it. Do you guess what will have been the reason for this one? Yeah, I know you get it. That is the text property. What controls what is written on tools is the text property, not the name property. So many people make that mistake. So you come here, check, just call it check, and you discover that check will be written on it. That is nice. So when you come to the label too, you might not need to change the name of the label, but when you check the text property, just say name. So what are we having now? Let's reduce this back and make it look beautiful. It's a bit ugly. Okay. Alright, let's bring another label where we are going to display our hello world. Okay, we are going to call it label 2. Remember, I did not change the name of this one because I might not really need the name. I just needed to display name for me so that the user of the system can just know that he just need to enter his name into this place. But in this one, I wanted to display the result. So I don't want any text to be on it. I don't want you to know that I put something there. It's out. Okay, because it will be difficult to be clicked again. Alright, the text property is out and you can hardly see the control again. How do I now highlight it? How do I get it clicked? You go to here, look for it. That is label 2. Window 8. I'm so tired. I don't know. Microsoft has to do something about this Window 8. I don't know. Yeah, look at it here. It's tiny little here because it's not having anything again. But I want to go and change the name property. So you call this LBL display. LBL display simply means label display result. Display result. These are just convention. You can decide to name it whatsoever you want. So what I want to do here is you enter your name into this text box, then you click this button, and result will be displayed on the LBL display saying the name you enter, welcome to my world. It is Hello World program. It's a simple application, but we have been able to touch so many things on this. Alright, let's see if we have not gone out of our way. Okay, we have created a new project, we have walked through the property. Okay, then we need to check the event panel. Let's go to our Microsoft Visual Studio. So whenever you click a button or a tools on the home, you discover that this thing change that I've shown you earlier. But if you come here and you look at each of this panel that is highlighted here, you see this called event. Events are just things that can possibly happen to the tools. When you click it, there are different events that can happen. For example, for a text box, the text can change anytime. So anytime the text is changing, you can write some code to occur. For a button a user can click a button. So these are the events that occur. For a button, you can have a user click the button, and you put some code there that whenever a user clicks a button, perform this set of codes for me. It can be double click. Whenever a user double click a button to perform a specific kind of code. This is mouse click, double click. So you can have the user to perform as in the code to perform some basic set of things. We are going to do it now. So if I double click on this, it will bring up the default event. Look at this. We are now going back to the programming interface. This subroutine is called private sub button check underscore click. But look at this. Handles button check dot click. That is anytime the button check is clicked, these are the codes that will run. So that is how it works. So what do I want to do? Look at some cool stuff here. I say LBL. You see, as I'm typing, it's bringing some things out for me. This is called IntelliSense. IntelliSense is a very cool stuff in Microsoft Visual Studio that it will not make you make so much error. It will give you so many things, so you don't have to cram so many things on your head. Once you continue to type, it will help you out, and it has been really been a cool stuff for me. All right, LBL display equals txt name, that is anything you type in that text box, plus give a space, give a comma, space, welcome to my hello world. Ooh, we are up and running. We are up and running. We are up and running. So cool stuff. Look at this. So ask me what is happening. Once this is highlighted, you know what it means? It means there is an error. And I purposely there is an error on it. And if you see that there is an error, how do I do it? With this is what we call syntax error. When you have syntax errors in your code, the system will underline it, telling you there is an error, and you cannot proceed, you cannot run the program with this error. So you have to look at it and say, how do I correct this? Then for you to correct it, just put your mouse on it and it will give you a some information about the error. You say operator flex is not displayed on this. Oh, there is an error. I refuse to do one thing. You say dot text. Let's see what happened. Alright, let's see what happened. What is the error? And value of 3 cannot be compared. Converted to label. Oh, if that is true, dot text. Wow. Even the experienced programmer make mistakes. No, it's part of it. It's part of it. So thank God the error is gone. Thank God you are able to see how errors are corrected. I don't intend to show that in this video, but it is there. All right, we have our programs up and running right now. We can go to start. Let's test the program and let's see. All right, this is the name. My name is Babatunde. All right, if I click check, what do I have? Babatunde, welcome to my hello world. This is a complete program. You're already a programmer. If you can do this, you have the sky to get to. All what you just need to do is sit on it, continue to do it, continue to learn, watch our videos, click some of the links so that we get ourselves helped out and we continue to get the best from us. The program has succeeded. Look at it here, check it again. Let's change the name to Felix. Let's see if you click check. Felix, welcome to my world. If you change the name to Kaka, welcome to my world. So any name you put into the text box, it will add welcome to my world here, and that is what is specified in the code. That is, we say the label result dot text, that is the text property, the visible write-up you have on the label will be equal to whatsoever you type in the text box name plus this, and that is what we are adding. I don't know if you have been able to achieve this. We have introduced the development environment, Visual Studio Express, how to create a new project and create new one, draft some toolbox, we write some code, we test the program. Today we are out. I so much appreciate you for listening, and I invite you to see more of our video. For now, bye. for now.